Hi, I'm Jenny Knutson. Welcome back. Today we're going to do chapter 5 of my favorite book lately, Mindfulness for Teachers, Simple Skills for Peace and Productivity in the Classroom by Patricia Jennings. So, Patricia Jennings is a researcher. She used to be a teacher. She stepped out of the classroom to become a researcher, and her focus of her research is all on mindfulness. So, everything that I'll be bringing to you today in this presentation is all research-based, and Patricia used real classrooms and real teachers to do all of her research. So, that's exciting. Let's get started. Here we go. The Heart of Teaching is the title of chapter 5. We're going to start with a personal check-in. Where are you at right now today on the spectrum of mental health? You pick which method is speaking to you, the art or the emojis. Where are you at today? So looking at that rainbow, are you on the gloomier side of mental health? Are you on the sunnier side? Are you kind of in the middle? Where are you at? Let's use the heart emojis. Are you a red heart today? Are you feeling great? Are you orange? Are you doing pretty good? Yellow? Doing okay, I guess. Green? I'm starting to struggle. Blue? I'm having a hard time. Or purple? I need to reach out for support. Where are you at? My hope is that these mindfulness techniques will help you move to the sunnier part of the spectrum. Mindfulness really can help your mental health. Let's start right away with some mindfulness practices. The first practice we're going to do is select a word. We're going to set our intention. So pick a word, pick words, whatever is powerful for you. It will hit you, it will fit right. It will feel right. Here's some words that have been standing out to me. So I just gave some suggestions. Hope, peace, trust, strength, calm, love, be, gratitude, open or openness, openness to change. That one is hitting me right now, actually. But when I made this presentation, gratitude was hitting me. Openness hitting me right now. I'm going to pick gratitude and openness. Openness to change. All right, we're going to breathe those words in and we're going to breathe them out to others. In for yourself and out to the world. I just came up with this on my own. It's my blooming heart. The heart is the breathing in. The blooming leaves is the breathing out through your mouth. And then I hold it at the bottom. So breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Got your word? Here we go. Such a good way to start our practice. So good. All right. Now we're going to take another practice from a previous chapter called Generating and Savoring Positivity. Now, when we talked before, I shared with you the story about how I went to visit my oldest son, Jake, there at college in Duluth in the fall. And since my two older kids are adults and they're moved out, we don't always get to be together. And when we were together that time, we were all getting along. The weather was beautiful. The sun was beautiful. The sunset was beautiful. You can see the water was beautiful. The grass was beautiful. People were happy. It was a moment. It was a moment to savor. So, pick something that's meaningful to you. Anything, any moment in your life. From long ago, from earlier today, it doesn't matter. Pick a moment. Or if you're sitting outside and you feel the sun, or you remember what the sun feels like, savor that. That is so mindful to just sit and enjoy the sunshine. I picked another thing. I found a really cute Instagram baby laughing, just gut laughing video. So cute. I hope videos of laughing babies and cute animals are helping you savor positivity. Oh, that I wish I could play for you this baby video. I have it linked, but Osseo Schools does not let you play Instagram videos. So I cannot. But if you want to find it, it's at oprahmagazine.com or Oprah Magazine, I'm sorry, on Instagram. And it's from a while back. It's from a while back, but it's so good. Especially if you're a teacher that likes giggling babies, yeah, this is for you. The baby laughs when the dad says M and the baby tries to say M, and then dad flips it over and it's a W, and the baby laughs and just laughs and tries to say W. Oh, so cute. I'm a kindergarten teacher, so those alphabet videos get me too. All right, let's move on to our last practice to start. It's called meditation. So we've done lots of different kinds of meditation. That onion of meditation, we've done some of the outer layers of focused attention, centering, body scan. And now we're going to move into a little bit deeper layer of the onion of meditation, and we're going to do a gratitude. We're going to do a gratitude meditation. I used Mind Yeti because they have really good videos, meditations for kids. They are in hibernation right now, their website says, due to quarantine, but they have a lot on YouTube.
Hello, welcome to Mind Yeti. Gratitude is noticing the good things in your life and saying thank you for those things. Just saying thank you can put you in a better mood, and it can help you settle the hubbub and feel more connected to the world around you. Today, you are going to think about having gratitude. Before we begin, take a moment to find your Yeti body. Sit comfortably with your back straight and your feet or legs resting on the floor. Feel how the floor or your chair supports you as you sit. We call this your Yeti body. Start by taking a few breaths. If you want, you can close your eyes. Now, think about something that brought you happiness this week. Maybe you had your favorite food, or heard a song you love, or had fun playing with a friend. Maybe a dog wagged his tail when he saw you. Don't worry if you're having trouble thinking of something. It can be something simple, like a joke that made you laugh. For a moment, just remember that happy thing. Notice how you feel when you think about it. Now, silently say thank you. Notice how it feels to say thank you. You can feel gratitude for big things and for little things. It's it's easy to forget the little things that make us feel happy every day. Like feeling the warm sun on your face. Gratitude is just as simple as remembering to notice the special things in your life and saying, thank you. Just think about that for a moment. What do you notice about your mood? Notice if your mood feels a little different. Anytime you want to get in a better mood or settle the hubbub, slow down and try to think of something that makes you happy. Then take a moment to say, thank you. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and return your attention to the room.
Thank you, Mind Yeti. Wow, isn't that amazing? How those practices can already make you start to feel like you're in a little bit better spot. Wow. I couldn't help but be thinking about my own gratitudes, of course, as I was doing the meditation along with you guys. And I'll just share what came to mind. I was thinking about my own babies. I guess that Instagram video made me think about my own babies. Mine are so old, and I just remember when they were little and I would hold them and I would lose hours. Like half the day I felt like would go by, and I'd been nursing a baby, changing a diaper, sitting on the couch and holding the baby again, and then half the day is gone. So I know if you're home right now, it's so much work. It probably doesn't feel like peace and mindfulness when you're in the middle of having a new baby. But boy, oh boy, when you get to my side of the fence, I just remember those moments with so much peace, and man, I'm savoring that positivity. So let's move on to the chapter. We learned last chapter that our secret weapon is a warm, open heart and a caring presence in the classroom. Our secret weapon is that loving, open heart and caring presence in a classroom. Patricia Jennings said, "We can't compete with all the constant stream of digital entertainment that our students are exposed to all day. However, we have something that no multimedia can offer, but kids crave: the attention of a caring, warm-hearted adult." So I hope that I'm working on that right now. There I am with my kids in that picture, trying to be that warm, caring, loving presence as their teacher. So how can we create that kind of environment? Let's see what the research says we can do to try and create our own classroom that is more loving and warm-hearted. All right, here's the research. Patricia Jennings classroom environment. There are some research-based things that we can do. The first thing research tells us that teachers need to do to create that classroom environment is take care of ourselves. That's hard. We'll talk about that. The next one is create connection in your classroom and community. Some of her suggestions are greeting kids at the door, having morning meetings, things that we already know are best practice to do, but research has concluded that too. Next, she says to create a warm-hearted classroom environment, get to know each other. Ask questions. Get to know your kids. Get to know your coworkers. Get to know the parents. Get to know the families. Get curious. The next research findings were that teachers that have jobs for kids to do so that kids can contribute to the classroom, tasks, job charts, any ways that a kid can do little things to help the community in the classroom, help create that warm environment. The next piece of research is teachers need to improve their listening skills. Teachers that have really good listening skills have warm, loving classroom environments. And lastly, we find that research finds that care and compassion for others creates a warm, loving classroom. Well, we probably already knew all of these things. We probably could have written all these on our own, but it is really good to know that there is research that all of these things work, that these are really key to have a loving, kind, warm-hearted classroom. So I highlighted in pink the practices that we're actually going to work on right away here. It's skill-based practices to create that environment in our classroom. Things that we can do right away to start working on that environment. All right. The first one is teacher self-care. Teacher self-care creates that warm, loving environment. So you need to be more mindful of how you're taking care of yourself. I need to be more mindful of how I'm taking care of myself. So Patricia Jennings gives us this little analogy there. That first picture of the dad putting the mask on his little person in the airplane. Let me read what she says about this research. Every time we board a plane, the flight attendant demonstrates how to put the oxygen mask in case the cabin pressure falls. We are instructed to put on our own mask before helping someone else, such as a child who may need our assistance. This is because if we don't take care of ourselves first, we might pass out from lack of oxygen before we have a chance to help. This philosophy applies to all caring activities. If we don't do a good job of caring for our own needs, we will have difficulty keeping up with the needs of others. Ooh, let me say that again. If we don't do a good job of caring for our own needs, we will have difficulty keeping up with the needs of others. We certainly have a lot of needs in our classrooms. So we certainly need to take care of ourselves so we are in the best shape to care for all of our little people and their needs. So I like that analogy that she provided for us. Let's see if any of these other photos resonate with you and your self-care. How about the phone battery? You wouldn't let this happen to your phone. Don't let it happen to yourself either. Don't let your battery get too low. Are you a tea or a coffee drinker? Maybe this image will be best for you. Self-care. You can't pour from an empty cup. Are you a gardener? Maybe this one will be for you. You gotta nourish to flourish. Are you an animal person? Maybe this one will be for you. Your speed doesn't matter. Forward is forward. So baby steps in self-care. It doesn't matter how much, just get going forward on your self-care. So in order to figure out how you are doing on self-care, Patricia Jennings provides us a little assessment. So what you will do is you will take every activity that you do in the entire day, starting with getting up in the morning and brushing your teeth. How much time did you spend on that activity? So let's just start with that. Brushing teeth. How much time? 2 minutes? Right? Brushing teeth in that next row. How much did you enjoy it? 1 through 4. Maybe we should do number 1 is really enjoyed it. Number 4 is not so much. Or maybe your ratings, we want to do it the other way around, like our school grading system. 4 is doing amazing, that you really enjoy it, and a 1 is not so much. And then how much of that 2 minutes, what percentage of that time was for yourself or for others? So obviously brushing your teeth is 100% for yourself and 0% for others. So I would rate brushing your teeth a 4. Oh no, let's do the other way. I would rate brushing my teeth a 1. Not very enjoyable. Not very enjoyable. All right, let's move on to one other thing. How about breakfast? That comes next. Breakfast probably takes me 20 to 30 minutes, depending on the day and when I make. And I would rate that also a 1. Not my favorite thing to do. What is the percentage? Now, a percentage of that's for myself and a percentage is for others. So you put your percentages in there. So you just go throughout the whole day and write down everything you've done. And we'll get to the end of the day and we'll find out how much of your day was spent on self-care and how much was spent on others. And how much of that self-care that you did spend on yourself did you enjoy? Did you enjoy a lot of your self-care or did you not enjoy much of your self-care? So that's kind of interesting to find out how much you're enjoying your self-care and how much self-care you're actually doing. Next, Patricia Jennings has us take that self-care that we did on that previous chart and you plunk it into categories. So when you were doing self-care, was it an activity? Was it for physical care, like brushing your teeth? Was it an emotional self-care? Was it an intellectual self-care, reading, doing a hobby, learning a new task, a project? Or was it self-care for your inner life, your spirituality, your inner self? Mindfulness would fall into that inner self. It would also fit into the emotional. So take those things from the previous chart, put them in here, and then you'll see holes. What kinds of self-care are you already doing now, and where are your holes? So take the holes or take the areas that need some growth and create a plan for yourself. What kind of activities do you want to add? What kind of physical care do you need to add? Do you need to add healthier food to your self-care? I'm sure a lot of us, who has time for emotional health, right? That's such a hard one. Probably a lot of us are not taking care of ourselves as well as we need to. That's why we're doing mindfulness, right? Intellectual. How are you growing yourself? What are you doing for hobbies? Learning new things. And then your inner care, your soul, your spirit, your spirituality, your inner being. Who you are at your core. How are you taking care of yourself at your core? All right. So that is Patricia Jennings self-care. I did create this in a separate document, which you will have access to in the Schoology folder to do this self-care assessment from Jennings. In addition, I found a self-care assessment, not in the book, but at the Chopra Center had this self-care assessment that I really liked. I actually liked this one better than Jennings. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. The first thing you do is you consider all of the categories that are a little bit different than Jennings categories. So let's go through them. The first category is your spiritual and personal growth, building a strong connection with oneself, body, mind, and spirit. Number 2, romance, partnership, and passion. Number 3, family and friends, developing and maintaining strong relationships with others. Finances, feeling free to give and receive in abundance. 5, physical environment, feeding the senses with nourishing stimuli. 6, health, nutrition, exercise, habits, and routines. 7, fun and recreation, your commitment to play. And 8, your career, engaging in work that you find meaningful. So how to do this assessment, you take that center form where it says my life, and you take each area. So let's start with friends and family and friends. So you rate yourself on a score of 1 to 10 on how well you're doing in that area. How much time and how much effort do you feel that you're giving to that area of your life, friends and family? So you color in 1 is low, 10 is high. And then you go through each area. Go to finances next. How much attention are you giving to that category? A 1 is low and a 10 is high. So you color in the pies around the circle. When you get done, if you have a very balanced life in all of these self-care areas, your circle will look very circular. If you are imbalanced in any way, your pie shape will be colored low and you'll have a jagged circle. So you'll see which areas you are putting more effort into and which areas you need to focus a little more of your attention. So use whatever self-assessment you think works best for you. Moving on. Patricia Jennings said that in order to create that warm, caring, loving classroom, we need to do a little bit of mindfulness work in this area. This area is called improved listening skills. Improved listening skills. So let's see what she has to say about improving your listening skills. All right. When we give our students our full, open-hearted, non-judgmental attention, we are more likely to hear the needs they are expressing rather than unconsciously imposing our own ideas or the ideas of our institution of what the student should need. Let me say that again. Rather than unconsciously imposing our own ideas or the institution's ideas of what the student should need. I used to assume that caring for others required solving their problems and fixing things for them. I got to read that again. I used to assume that caring for others required solving their problems and fixing things for them. However, this tendency disconnected me from the present moment. Rather than truly listening and giving the other person my full attention, my thoughts would wander to the cause of their problem and how I should fix it. I also noticed that this tendency to figure out and fix others' problems arose from my deep discomfort with simply being with a person who was suffering. Being deeply and mindfully listened to is an incredibly powerful experience and is often all that the other person requires. Let me say that again. That's so good. Being deeply and mindfully listened to is an incredibly powerful experience and is often all the other person requires. Wow. That's a hard one for me. This skill is an area I need to improve on. I need to be a better listener. I need to stop thinking about the cause of the problem. Why is this a problem? What happened to make this a problem? And I need to stop thinking about how I can fix it or how I can suggest to them to fix it. This is a hard one. This is a hard one for me at school and at my house. I have a lot of suggestions to fix things in both places. So I need to work on this one. This is a hard one for me. I typed up Patricia Jennings' words because I thought maybe you would like to sit in this one too. Sometimes rereading it to yourself helps you absorb it even more. So, wow. Yes. Everyone loves being listened to. You know how important this is when you're on the receiving end of someone listening to you. So, I'm going to work on this one, being a better listener. All right. We're moving on to our last new skill on this mindfulness journey. This new skill is called care and compassion for others. And the official name of this practice is called caring practice or metta. So you can Google, you can look this up. It's called caring practice or metta. This is a research-based practice that helps you develop more compassion for others. So let's get started. Here's how it starts. Actually, I'm going to read to you how to start this. And then we're going to practice it. Caring practice metta. All right. Caring practice metta. Caring practice, or metta, is also called loving practice or loving kindness. It's a way to cultivate the feeling of care for and connection with yourself and others. During this practice, you will generate feelings of care and goodwill towards yourself and others by offering wishes of well-being, happiness, and peace, first to yourself, then to others, and ultimately to all. The ultimate aim of caring practice is to engender within yourself universal compassion, the desire or wish for well-being, happiness, and peace for all. Well, it sounds simple, huh? Let's get it started. All right. This is actually something I have in my daily journal, which I don't do daily, but I wish I did. So I actually just write this down in my journal. And the first three are pretty easy for me. The last one, that's a different story. Some days it's easier than others. So let's try it out. The first person is to extend all of these good things to is yourself. So think of yourself. Add the word I into the blank. Here we go. May I enjoy well-being, happiness, and peace. Say it again. May I enjoy well-being, happiness, and peace. May I enjoy well-being, happiness, and peace. Next, pick a loved one, someone you love. Got your person? Here we go. Put their name in the blank. May enjoy happiness, well-being, and peace. May enjoy happiness, well-being, and peace. May enjoy happiness, well-being, and peace. Sometimes I have to do more than one person. Sometimes it has to be all of my kids or my husband, or, sometimes there's more than one. Sometimes I fill that box up. All right. The next one is other. This can be anyone in the whole world that you want to send some good vibes out to. So lately, I've had some people I work with have had surgery or cancer or a ruptured appendix. This has been for neighbors that have stuff going on, my siblings, anyone. Who is calling out to you? Who do you want to send some vibes to? Some loving vibes. Here we go. Got their name? May enjoy well-being, happiness, and peace. May enjoy well-being, happiness, and peace. May enjoy well-being, happiness, and peace. Those three are easy. Now we're moving into the tricky one. Someone who challenges you. That could be a child. That could be a student. That could be a parent. That could be your husband. That could be your wife. That could be your principal. That could be a neighbor. There's all kinds of people that challenge us. It could be someone. I'll just stop. You pick someone who's challenging you. Sometimes this is really hard to extend loving kindness to someone who challenges you. Let's try it. Got your person? May enjoy happiness, well-being, and peace. May enjoy happiness, well-being, and peace. May enjoy well-being, happiness, and peace. So, if you're really in the middle of a challenge with someone, this is a really hard practice. That's my experience. But it also really has helped me to dig down deep and find some compassion for the person that I am butting heads with. So I encourage you to try this as well. I took all of these practices, or some of the main ones, I should say, not all of them. I took some of my favorite ones and I put them in a document, which you will have access to, like a Word document, that has some of my favorite mindfulness practices. And this actually is what my journal page looks like, and my own personal journal. It's not so pretty. I just write it down in there. I don't have it all pretty like this. But these are the practices that I do on the days that I have time to journal, or make the time to journal, I should say. All right, I start with 3 breaths. I pick a meditation. Sometimes I do an app meditation. Sometimes I just find some peace on my own. Sometimes I'm doing a shavasana during my yoga practice. So that's my meditation time. And it's not an actual scripted, it's like an informal meditation where I'm just being at peace with myself. I add my word. I set my intention. I sometimes have a word or a phrase. Sometimes it's a Bible verse. Sometimes it's a quote. Sometimes it's something I found on Instagram. So I'm all over the map with where my inspiration comes from for that spot. Then I find time to do that caring practice for myself, for a loved one, for someone else, and someone who challenges me. I then find that moment of gratitude, and I put a few things that are just blessings in my life down in that gratitude spot. And now this is not from Patricia, this next part. This is my own. I put goals. So if you are inclined, I just added that because I'm going to use this page. And so I wanted it to be my own journal page. That's what my journal looks like. I just jot down a few goals that I'm working on in that last spot. So here we are. We're at the end. Thank you so much for joining me on this mindfulness journey. It's definitely a journey that we're all working on. I wish you the best. I'm working on this too. I wish myself the best on my mindfulness journey. And I really hope that this brings you to the sunnier side of the mental health spectrum. Be in touch. If you want to email me, questions, comments, wonderings, thoughts, anything, if you want to be in touch, you sure can. There's my email, knutsenj@district279.org. Thank you. Adios.